did pediatric surgery, it was, really such a wonderful experience. And I said, I could do this. I became interested in the field of medicine, very early on in my life. My father, my grandfather, my uncle were all physicians in Laredo. So, really just by kind of watching their joy of taking care of patients, certainly translated and impacted my aspirations for what I wanted to become. I used to make house calls with my father, and also, saw how he took care of all patients, no matter their background, or no matter whether they can pay or not. And there was something really beautiful to actually go to somebody's home and see my father take care of those patients in their own house because they did not have transportation to go to the clinic. So growing up in a city on the border between the United States and Mexico, and a city whose poverty level is quite high, and so those patients also require great care, it really gave me a compassion of making certain that we do the very best for every patient, no matter their background. I thought I was going to become a cardiac surgeon, but when I did pediatric surgery, it was, really such a wonderful experience. And I said, I could do this. Even late into my 70s, I could come to work, with a smile. To see a child who's literally dying in front of your eyes, suddenly have a normal color within 2 days of their liver transplant, and now have a full life in front of them, was something that was just inspirational, transformational to me. Liver disease affects, the Hispanic population a lot. What really differentiates Hispanics, over ethnic groups is our tendency to have a genetic predisposition. And, unfortunately, many of us suffer, from a higher weight. I think weight control, that we understand that obesity carries a lot of downward health issues such as cardiac disease, chronic inflammation. Part of that is inflammation of the liver that leads to cirrhosis. So if we actually were able to mitigate obesity to a certain degree, we would also mitigate liver disease and liver transplants. Talk about public health and how you can prevent liver disease. We have, a wonderful person by the name of Dr. Emily Ramirez, who is a very distinguished epidemiologist as well, and public health advocate. That her center really provides a lot of public health. I think having family primary care physicians and nurse providers educate patients, just not just one thing. It really has to start, even before you start seeing doctors, which is in school, educating the importance of good weight. And we've all heard that, but we don't practice it. But there are consequences when we don't. I do believe cultural competency is important, and understanding a patient's language, such that language is not a barrier. I also think understanding, important aspects of their culture, whether it's how they care for each other as a family unit, their religion, their beliefs. Having, healthcare providers of all ethnicities is part of cultural competency, which improves health outcomes. I do believe that makes a difference. I also believe that it reflects to, our young high school students and college students, that it's very natural for someone of color to become a physician. I think what it meant to me is that, growing up in Laredo, understanding, two cultures, being able to, get to the highest levels in education and to become president of a major health science center and then to become chancellor just demonstrated to me how important the confidence that my parents gave me was. How important the responsibility was of doing a good job. Not, I would naturally do that to do anything I do to the best of my ability. But it also gave you a sense that you wanted to do a great job such that others who were people of color or from, any disadvantaged background could understand that you can do it if you want to.